They all come out to celebrate. So this is a beginning of, I'm sure, a long evening of celebration for the Parks Department. So we're certainly happy to have them here this evening. But good evening. I'm going to go ahead and call the City Council meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, were we ready to record? For those participating via Zoom, when we get to the item that you want to speak on, please use the raise your hand feature and the city clerk will turn on your microphone to speak at the appropriate time. Let the record show that all council members are present this evening. Item 1 is presentations. The first item is to welcome new employees. Would Donna Lustro join me at the podium, please? I probably mispronounced you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to, okay, here go the parks people again. You know, we have decorum here in the city council chambers. Do we have a sergeant at arms, Madam Mr. City Manager? Do we have a sergeant at arms so we can show some of these parks people out if necessary? We have a lieutenant. No, we love the Parks Department. It's one of the finest services that we provide in our community. It touches all ages, the small child up to the senior. They all appreciate the parks and the services that we provide. And so it's certainly my honor to welcome our new employee, Donna Lustro, as she joins the Park and Recreation and Community Services Department as a child care instructor. She has 7 years of experience in the early child care field. Donna is a computer science graduate who fell in love with teaching. In her words, "I can't imagine doing anything else. I love caring for and educating children to prepare them for the future." Donna is married and has a 9-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. Please join me in welcoming Donna to the city. Our next new employee, and she came with a family in tow, is Catherine Darden. Catherine, would you join me at the podium, please? And by the way, Catherine is a proud Newark resident. Not that that matters, but we always love hiring folks from within our community. How are you? Nice to see you. Donna joined the Recreation and Community Service Department as a licensed child care instructor. She has 6 years of preschool instruction experience and Associates of Arts degree in early childhood development from Chabot College. Catherine realized her calling to work with young children at a young age while working for a boys and girls club as her first job. She is passionate about being a facilitator to a child's growth and development and believes children learn best through play. Catherine has been married for 13 years, has a 10-year-old daughter, and an 8-month-old puppy. During her free time, she loves spending time with her family, reading about early child development, and taking training online. Please welcome Catherine to the city of Newark. This is a real momentous occasion in the city of Newark, folks. We are going to be recognizing the Portuguese Fraternal Society of America, Council Number 16, on their 100th anniversary. I'd like to invite members of the community to come forward, please. It's not often that we have an opportunity to recognize an organization that actually predates the city of Newark in our incorporation. But the Portuguese community has been a founding member of this community, as mentioned, for over 100 years. And we're really proud to continue that partnership with this community moving forward. So it's my honor to issue a proclamation today, whereas the annual Newark Pavilion Portuguese Fraternal Society of America, the PFSA, Council Number 16, Holy Ghost Festival will be celebrated in Newark on July 22 and 23. Whereas this event will also be the celebration of the Society's 100th anniversary in the city of Newark. Whereas the early members of PFSA were involved in and contributed greatly to the development of the city of Newark, whereas these early members of PFSA established the Holy Ghost Festival, thus preserving their Portuguese homeland traditions and sharing those traditions with all Newark residents, whereas the city of Newark wishes to join the Portuguese community of Newark in the celebration of their 100th anniversary of the annual Newark Pavilion PFSA Council Number 16 Holy Ghost Festival. Now, therefore, I, Michael Hannon, Mayor of the City of Newark, on behalf of my council colleagues, hereby proclaim July 22 and 23 as days of celebration of the Portuguese Fraternal Society of America, Council Number 16, and their 100th anniversary. And I'm proud to present this certificate to you today. I certainly would welcome you to say a few words.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone, and I appreciate it. And I want to invite all you guys to come to our festa next weekend. We have a parade on Saturday, and we have a parade on Sunday. And we have a mass starts at 10 on Saturday. We have a mass that starts at 10:30. We have a parade that goes on the streets, and we'd like to invite you guys to come and join us.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You want to hand them out?
I'll start with the mayor first.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the mayor first. Okay.
Oh, heck yeah. If you have not had an opportunity to see the parade, it's such a gorgeous event. The kids get dressed up in their Sunday finest and parade right down the street of Thornton Avenue on the way to the church. So I certainly encourage all residents of the city of Newark to maybe come and celebrate with them, stand along the roadway and applaud them as we celebrate their 100th anniversary. Let's hear it for them one more time. I think we need to start recognizing all cultures in the city of Newark here at a council meeting so that we council members can be recipients of some of the finest food in our community. Public comment. The next item on the agenda is public comment, and this is an opportunity for anybody to speak to an item that's not on the agenda this evening. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak to an item that's not on the agenda tonight? Ms. Harrington, is there anyone online who would like to speak to an item not on the agenda?
No, sir.
Great. The next item is the consent calendar. The consent calendar consists of items D1 through D10. Are there any items that staff would like pulled from the consent calendar?
Not this evening, Your Honor.
Are there any items that the public would like pulled from the consent calendar? Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Item D10.
Thank you. Are there any other items the public would like pulled from the consent calendar? Colleagues, are there any items that you'd like pulled from the consent calendar? Ms. Harrington, is there anyone online who would like any item pulled from the consent calendar?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the consent calendar will consist of the following items: the approval of the audited demands, approval of the June 22nd, 2023 minutes, Number 3, adopt a resolution authorizing the deletion of one full-time equivalent aquatics activity specialist and the addition of one full-time equivalent aquatics coordinator for the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for the fiscal year 2024. Amending resolution number 2505, employee classification plan to add the class specification of city engineer, amending the compensation and benefits plan for the management, supervisory, and professional employees group to add the classification of city engineer and assign salary range 20, authorizing the deletion of one full-time equivalent assistant city engineer and the addition of one full-time equivalent city engineer to the 2022, there'll be a quiz on this, by the way. Just want to let you know, there will be a quiz on this item, so pay particular attention to this. Of the 2022-24 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for the fiscal year 2024, and approving of an amendment to the city's salary schedule in conformance with California Code of Regulations, Title II, Section 570.5, authorizing the addition of one full-time equivalent senior street maintenance worker to the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024, amending the compensation and benefit plan for the management, supervisory, and professional employee group to add the classification of maintenance supervisor and assign salary steps, authorizing the addition of one full-time equivalent maintenance supervisor to the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024, and approving an amendment to the city's salary schedule in conformance with California Code of Regulations Title II, Section 570.5, and amending Resolution 2505, Employee Classification Plan, to add the class specification of facilities and facility supervisor, amending the compensation and benefit plan for the management, supervisory, and professional employee group to add the classification of facility supervisor and assign salary steps, authorizing the addition of one full-time equivalent facility supervisor to the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024, and approving an amendment to the city's salary schedule in conformance with California Code of Regulations, Title II, Section 570.5. Number 4, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contractual services agreement with LPC Services for pest control services for city facilities. 5, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contractual services agreement with Applied Landscape Materials, Inc. to install engineered wood fiber material to all city-owned playgrounds. 6, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with Alameda County for participation in the Alameda County Urban County Community Development Block Grant Program, and authorize an amendment to the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024. 7, waive full reading, conduct second reading by title only, and adopt an ordinance repealing and replacing Chapter 3.04 Purchasing System of Title III, Revenue and Finance of the Newark Municipal Code in its entirety. 8, waive full reading, conduct second reading by title only, and adopt an ordinance adding Chapter 3.05, informal bid procedures to Title III, Revenue and Finance of the Newark Municipal Code. 9, adopt a resolution to approve an amendment to contractual services agreement with Patrick Ibarra, DBA, the Mejoranda Group, to complete employee training services, and approve a budget amendment to the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2024. 10, adopt a resolution. I was on a roll. Would anyone like to move the items to be approved by, as recommended by staff, with any item approved by resolution or ordinance being numbered consecutively in that reading of the title suffice for purposes of introduction or adoption of the ordinance? By Councilmember BUCCI.
Second.
By Councilmember Freitas. Please vote. Those carry unanimously 5-0. We pulled item D10. Oh, City Attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor. An ordinance of the City Council of the City replacing Chapter 3.04 Purchasing System of Title III Revenue and Finance of the City of Newark Municipal Code in its entirety, and an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Newark adding Chapter 3.05 of the Newark Municipal Code to provide informal bidding procedures under the Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act, Section 22,000, et cetera, of the Public Contract Code.
Thank you. So we did pull item D10, which is adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with All City Management Services, Inc. to provide crossing guard services for the Newark Unified School District and amend the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan. Before I ask folks in the audience to speak on this item, I'll turn to the city manager for any comments.
Nothing this evening, Your Honor. This is an item recommending the council authorize the city manager to sign an agreement with Crossing Guard Services. The city currently provides crossing guard services at all elementary schools as well as the Newark Junior High School. Earlier this year, city staff issued an RFP, received a response from the current vendor. We believe it to be satisfactory, and they've been providing service competently in the past year or two. And as a result, staff is recommending that we continue with that relationship. I believe we have a member of the public who'd like to speak on this item.
Great. Before I turn to my colleagues, I'll ask the member of the public to come forward, state your name, and feel free to speak to the item.
Okay, great. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and city council members and city staff. My name is Linda Dulaney, and I am a resident of Fremont. Now, you might wonder why I'm a resident of Fremont is at a Newark City Council meeting. Well, that's because in addition to being a Fremont resident for 20 years, I spent a lot of time in Newark, especially the last 6 months or so, as a school crossing guard at Newark Junior High. Also, I did about a week at Birch Grove Primary Elementary School and another week at Coyote Hills, filling in for the regular crossing guards who were on vacation and would take some time off. But I did spend about 3 months at Newark Junior High in the morning and in the afternoon, in the dark, in the rain, in the hot sun. And I just want to say that I really appreciate that Newark, the city of Newark, has deemed it a necessary thing to continue. I really have enjoyed working with all city management services, and I appreciate that you believe they were the most qualified to fill this need. And I want to thank you for all the work that was done to provide these kind of services for the students and the families, the parents who walk their kids to school in the morning and pick their kids up in the afternoon, and for the drivers who drive to the school and drop their kids off, or the people who are just driving down the road past the schools. It's really important to have someone there to try to ensure the safety of the kids, and I appreciate it, and I want to just thank you very much for that. So, till school starts in next month, I'll see you later.
Well, we thank you for your service and all those that provide crossing guard services to our community. There's nothing more important to us than the safety of our children, and you are instrumental in making sure that our children are safe. There's too many distracted drivers out there, and you being focused on making sure that our children cross the streets safely is something that I know our parents are all appreciative of. So thank you and your colleagues for the service to our community. We appreciate it. And the fact that you live in Fremont is irrelevant, because we three cities just work hand in hand to make sure that our communities are safe. So thank you for what you do. It's appreciated. Colleagues, questions?
Yes, Your Honor, just a follow-up question.
Councilmember Freitas.
How many intersections will be contemplated on this cross guards new, I guess the last couple of years we didn't have them, so we bring them this back, so.
Yes, well, it's at all 7 elementary school campuses plus the junior high. The junior high has an extra crossing guard to provide further support and also to provide backup should one of the crossing guards be unavailable at the elementary school site. As far as the actual number of intersections, I don't have that exact information in front of me. Lieutenant, do you happen to have the exact number of intersections?
But that's okay, it's contemplated the 7 elementary schools plus that's.
Plus the junior high, correct.
And from what time to what time? It's like from 7 until 9, and it's not continuous, but will be PM again, correct?
Correct, they do the morning shift from when the children arrive and then the afternoon when they depart.
Good, good. Very glad to see this item, okay. And it's for the 2 years biennial, right? So it's for this year and already for contemplated the 23, 24, or 20.
I believe it's a 1-year agreement. Is that correct, Lieutenant? Yes, it's a 1 year. And there is an option to extend, I believe.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So, any other comments? If not, I'll call for a motion.
So move the item as presented.
Moved by Councilmember Freitas, seconded by Vice Mayor Collazo. Please vote. And that passes unanimously.
Resolution of the City Council of the City of Newark authorizing the city manager to execute a contractual service agreement with All City Management Services, Inc. for school crossing guards and amend the 22-24 biennial budget.
Madam Clerk, I apologize. Did I ask anybody else in the audience if they wanted to speak to this item? I don't think I did.
No, sir, but there's nobody online.
I'm sorry?
There's nobody online.
Okay, is there anybody in the audience that wanted to speak to this item? Okay, so we can go ahead and proceed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And you reminded me. The next item is public hearings. Hearings to consider adopting a resolution to confirm the diagram and assessments and to levy and collect assessments in conjunction with landscaping and lighting districts number 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Before we move on the public hearing, I understand that Vice Mayor Collazo and City Manager David Ben-Noon may need to recuse themselves. Vice Mayor?
Exactly. Real property interest related to landscaping and lighting District 11, which is my residence, and real property and business interest related to landscaping and lighting District 10, which is Mexico Tortilla Factory, my rental properties at 7155, 7167, 7179 Thornton Avenue, and a property at 36805 Magnolia Street. I'll be back in a little bit.
Thank you. City Manager?
Yes, good evening, Your Honor, members of the council. My residence is located in Landscaping and Lighting District number 11. As a result, I did not participate in the preparation of the staff report. Our Public Works Director, Soren Fajel, will provide the council with the staff report.
Yes, Assistant City Manager?
Okay. I have no introductory comments tonight. Our Public Works Director, Mr. Soren Fajot, will provide the staff report.
Thank you.
Good evening, Your Honor, members of council. The city has 13 existing landscaping and lighting districts that provide for the operation and maintenance of landscaping and lighting improvements in various parts of the city. Each year, a public hearing is required for each district in order to levy assessments on these existing districts for the upcoming fiscal year. During recent city council meetings, council directed the initiation of proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for all districts and directed staff to prepare the annual engineer's reports and to file those reports with the city clerk. Council also recently approved the annual engineer's reports, declared its intention to levy and collect assessments for fiscal year 2024, and then set the public hearings for landscaping and lighting district numbers 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 for this evening. Staff recommends that the City Council conduct the public hearings jointly for these 13 districts, and if a majority protest does not exist, approve by resolution the diagrams and assessments, levy the annual assessments for fiscal year 2024, and amend the 2022-2024 biennial budget and capital improvement plan. That concludes the staff report, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any clarifying questions before I open up the public hearing? The public hearing is open to consider adopting a resolution to confirm the diagram and assessments and to levy and collect assessments in conjunction with landscape and lighting districts number 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this item? Ms. Harrington, any requests online from anybody that would like to speak to this item?
No, Your Honor.
The public hearing is now closed. If there's no comments from council, I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Bucci,
Seconded.
by Councilmember Jorgens. Please vote. That passes unanimously, 4 yes and 1 recusal by Vice Mayor Collazo.
Resolution of the City Council of the City of Newark confirming diagrams and levying and collecting landscaping and lighting district numbers 1, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 for fiscal year 2024.
There is no other business on our agenda tonight, so this is where we turn to city council matters, and I'll start to my left with Councilmember Jorgens.
Thank you, Mayor. Last week was July 4, and I want to thank Newark for doing a great job in keeping Newark safe during the holiday. And no, it's no fun to work on July 4, especially in public safety, but I hope that you know your work is appreciated.
Councilmember Freitas.
Not the only tonight, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Councilmember BUCCI.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just quickly, I want to congratulate the Newark Portuguese Society on 100 years. That's outstanding. And then, you know, the rec department all got up and left. It's like a wedding in here where nobody likes the groom or something. We do have, we've been working with the rec department to bring back movies in the park this month. So July 29th, Saturday night, out at the Newark Community Center, I believe we'll be showing Mario Brothers, the new Mario Brothers movie. So come out. Movie starts at sunset, but there will be a bunch of booths and some food and bounce houses and a lot of fun for the kids. So Saturday, July 29th at the Community Center.
Vice Mayor Collazo.
Thank you. I want to remind everybody that we have a concert this Friday, and it is Branded Lida's All-Stars and Evolution. So it should be really, really good. I attended the last concert and took my 6-year-old grandson. We had a blast. We danced, we played games. He made friends with everybody on staff that was there. It was fantastic. But Sunday, we have the Mariachi Festival, so come on out. It's from 1 to 5. We have 3 mariachi bands and 2 ballet folklóricos that are going to be dancing for us. So come on out. But the best news of all is that I have a new granddaughter. So Esmeralda was born at 8 pounds, 5 ounces and 21.5 inches long. She gave us a little bit of a scare, but she is doing wonderful now. So I'm very happy. Thank you for all the prayers everybody prayed. Shop Newark. I got too excited with Esmeralda.
I also want to congratulate the Portuguese Society. 100 years is something to be very proud of, and we appreciate the culture that they bring to our community. They're one of many cultures within the city of Newark, and we certainly appreciate what they do for our community year in and year out. I also want to extend a great thank you to the Newark Police Department, Newark Fire Department, and anyone else that was out there on the 4th of July. I had the opportunity to do a ride-along with the police department. What an outstanding group of individuals we have working in our police department. We were all over the city. All of the command staff were working that night. So, you know, when issues become of concern to the community, everybody steps forward to make sure we're responding to the community. And it was a successful event in the sense that citations were issued to those bad behavior property owners. We're hoping that next year, having suffered the consequence of a fine, they'll get the message that we do not want illegal fireworks in our community. We continue to support Safe and Sane because of all the benefits they provide to our community, from food to those that are less fortunate, to many scholarships that are provided to our community. So we're going to continue to support the nonprofits because this is a significant amount of revenue for these folks. I'm sad to say, and this is really comes, you know, from the heart. I'm going to pause for a moment. The city of Newark had the opportunity to participate for the first time ever in the annual BUCCI tournament out in Danville. We showed up in force. I want to thank city staff for being there with me. Councilmember Jorgens was there, like a young cheerleader down there at the other end of the at the BUCCI field, or whatever they call that. We won our first 3 events. We had never played bocce before as a team. We won our first 3. We were riding high. We were talking trash to all the other communities and the other cities that were there. I told the League of California Cities that, Newark was going to show up. We're going to take that trophy and we were going to bring it home, and we would not be coming back because their bocce tournaments are held on the Thursdays when we have council meetings, so we're not able to attend. We won our first semifinal match. We beat, I think it was Walnut Creek, I can't remember directly. Thank you. And in the finals, we had the opportunity to play the city of Fremont. Does it get any better than that? I'm sad to say that we lost to the city of Fremont. I take full responsibility for that. I'm not sure if I've heard any discussion about a recall, but I would hope that that would not be the case. I was not the captain of the team, but I was talking up the trash like anybody else. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity to play again in the future and bring that trophy to the great city of Newark. Our library, thank you to the city staff. Mr. Benoon, thank you. Thank you for working with the county. Our library will be open on Sundays, beginning on July the 23rd. It's something that this council has advocated for some time, and it's going to happen on July the 23rd. The hours will be from 1 to 5 on Sundays. And we thought Sundays are important because as kids start preparing for the school year, it's important for them to go in on Sundays so they can catch up or get work done that needs to be done as they prepare for school on Monday. So we're excited about that. I'm also excited about the Mariachi Festival. Big thanks to our Vice Mayor, Susie Collazo, for her efforts in organizing this tradition. It's one of our greater events, and I certainly look forward to that opportunity. Thank you for that. Welcome. City Manager, any other comments?
Yes, Your Honor. Council addressed all of the items that I was planning on bringing up, with the exception of one. I'm going ahead and defer to our Assistant City Manager, who would like to give a brief update on a recreational event coming up.
On Tuesday, July 18th, from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m., we'll have a pop-up event at the Newark Community Center and Park. Out in the park will be sports, field day games, arts and crafts, and then inside this center will be something that we are doing for the first time, and that's having activities for children with special needs. So we're inviting families to come out and bring their children. They'll have activities that work on motor skills, sensory stations, and social play. The primary interest is to connect people. They're hearing that a lot of families feel they are alone sometimes with their special needs children and are wanting to meet up with other families in similar situations. So we hope that'll be a great opportunity for our community to be there. So registration is encouraged but not required, so hopefully we'll have a successful first event. We have a new staff member that has some experience in working with children with special needs, and pending this event success, we plan on offering some additional classes in the fall.
Excellent. What's the date again?
It is Tuesday, July 18th.
Thank you. City Manager Benoon, anything else? Nothing further. Thank you very much. Okay, that concludes our meeting tonight. We will be going into closed session for 3 items. One is conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to California Government Code Section 549D1. Name of the case, Horst Joshua versus the City of Newark. Workers' Compensation Appeals Board number ADJ 163-93743. 2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to California Code Section 54956.9D1. Name of case, Saunders Jeff versus the City of Newark. Workers' Compensation Appeals Board number ADJ 9328008. 3, closed session for conference with labor negotiator pursuant to California Government Code Section 54957.6. Agency designated representative is myself, and the unrepresented employee is City Manager Benoon. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak to the council before we recess on any of these closed item sessions? Ms. Harrington, anybody online that would like to speak to these items?
No, sir.
Great. The City Council meeting will now recess and go into closed session. Thank you.